Hey, my beautiful friends, it's your friend Kevin. Welcome, all of you. Before I get going with the divine inspirational message of today, I just want to take a few moments to say thank you to all of you who tune in every day, who write comments every day, who get lifted by these divine messages. And I ask, please send it out, share it, give it to those who could use a little help. And now let's get to your divine message of today. All right, so we are working with the angel numerology number 2 today, which is keeping the faith, keeping it going, keeping it working, keeping it moving. Watch the negative thinking today. Go very gently and be harmonious, supportive, considerate, sensitive to yourself and to other people. Number 2 is energy about tactfulness, cooperation, being loving, being kind. This is about stepping into some vulnerability, working with divine feminine, and above all, don't give up on anything that you're doing. Keep going. Angels are with you, sages, healers and helpers are with you. Reach out for support from them because everything is actually going to be okay. No matter where you are, no matter what's going on, no matter what conflicts, what disagreements, what arguments come up, keep that love and that light in your heart. The tarot significator for today could be the Eight of Swords, or air, or let's see, winter, wherever you are, whatever deck you're using. You can also work with the Wise Counselor, which is also known as a Hierophant, bringing around Archangel Jophiel, which shows the beauty of God, the love of God, the beauty, everything that is wonderful that you see outside. And Archangel Raguel, which balances the scales. He's the Archangel of Justice, the Archangel of keeping things, in a sense of balance. So let's get on with our affirmation of the day. I choose to let go of fear. And that is my own mantra for today. I closed my eyes, I shuffled, I pulled two, then I chose the first of two. And then it says, fear keeps you stuck in one place. Take one fear that you have and notice the power it has over you. Then see it for what it is, just a thought. This is so interesting and quite personal, but I feel like I'm doing something personal for all of you and bringing you this love and this light and this joy and this peace and harmony every day to lift you up, to have you have a better day, hopefully a better life. And there are some things that happen. There's some corners that get turned. There are some speed bumps in the road that are a little bit jarring. Keep going. Keep moving into light. Keep moving into love, and you'll find that the universe, Mother Earth, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, the great masters, and now Lady Venus tells you that you're abundant, you're healthy, you're loved, you're protected. So start each day with a grateful heart, reminding yourself that yes, you are abundant in the air that you breathe, in the water that you might find that you drink, in the rain that comes down to nourish the ground and grow the crops, in the love that you have from your family, your friends, and people that really truly care about you, and the protection you get from the other side of the veil. Those who gather around ask for their help. Don't feel like you're being demanding. Give thanks that they're with you, showing you, revealing to you what it is you need to know and how you can help. And then remember that every single moment of your life is filled with miracles. There are no shortcuts. There are no quick fixes. Might seem like that to some, but there isn't. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Lady Venus is with us this week, activating our light within us, activating the love within us, activating I like to call it the batteries of the divine. It's a call to action. It's a bit of a power surge. It's that little bit of help that she has because she's able to go between realms and bring us what we need to keep us going. And then let's see what our card of the day is. Beatrice and Gertrude, come on, let's see where you are, what you're doing. I'm using the Healing Spirits Oracle by Gordon Smith, like I've shared with you this week. This card deck was sitting on my credenza for a good amount of months. I think it was one of the first decks that came in a collection I bought together, and I never connected with it until now. And now I've connected with it. I'm like, well, I like these cards. I like the way that they are coming together. Oh, let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Now, where are you? Beatrice, Gertrude, I can't see you. So Gertrude said, that's because we're playing hide and seek. Now, what I am seeing is this huge tree. The tree actually has ivy growing on it. It's a large, I want to say it's an oak, but it is a large tree. And they're saying it has deep roots. Beatrice is reminding us all that our roots run deep into the earth mother, and they are sitting beneath the tree. So they're saying that it is important for us all to get grounded and use the elements of air, earth. Would I use the elements of fire? Because it's a full moon and we still have some of that energy looming. Use the fire, which is why they gathered around a fire, to burn off the nonsense, burn off the ego, fear, the things that don't serve us. All right, that's enough shuffling. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to pick a card off the top. Okay, yep, got confirmation on that. Oh, look at this. So this is number 19. So in this particular deck, the cards that go from number 1 through 12 work with the energies and the spirits that we possibly knew in this life. Our ancestors that passed, our friends that passed, they're considered to be healers and helpers. But when we go into card number 19 through number 24, we get spirit guides. The spirit guides that are with us, the ones we make the contracts with when we come into all embodiments. And this card is just really simply saying, we're going to give you a spiritual hug. We're going to give you what you need to comfort you and to guide you, which I feel like today is perfect. It is a great, 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 great card to feel like, you know, when you went to somebody's home as a child and they might have had warm toast that they fed you, or a warm bowl, whatever that is, that was comforting, that was kind, that was soft, that was good and ooey gooey. That would be the energy of getting a spiritual hug. I feel like the spirit world and our spirit guides, mine in particular, come forward when we are experiencing this adversity, which I know I have. I have done all I can possibly think of doing. And sometimes it's been to my own detriment. That's what I'm learning this year about this great expansion and transformation and moving through, you know, different, like learning to not just stand on my feet, but land on my feet. Land in the, okay, I've got to change priorities, I've got to shift things around. And the fear is always there of failure. The fear is always there of not making it. The fear is always there of not being good enough. The fear is always there of being my own. The fear is there about generating my own income. And then, you know, that has been coming up recently for me. Yesterday, I was in a therapy session and it's almost coming to an end. And well, I'll get to that in a minute. I will get to it, I promise, because it's important. But this card, too much of one thing and not enough of another, with everybody pulling at us and constantly wanting something from us. This type of experience leaves us feeling a little empty, somewhat, without resources. Today's a day about creating balance. This is time to sit quiet in meditation, ask for spiritual guidance, and get that spiritual hug. Just one spiritual hug will recharge the energy, beautiful Lady Venus, and fill us with this renewed strength. Take back what we need in our physical life. We got everything we need from the spiritual world, but we got to take back what we want in the spiritual world. So your personal spirit guide is always with us, even when we feel that others may not be. Other people aren't only, well, the spirit guides, not so much other people, aren't always around to move us forward, but they're also around to give us that big ethereal hug. Now I'll share what came up for me yesterday. I get to the point now where I have to do a recap on where I am now, having shared what went on with me about 7 months ago, where some of you who I know personally knew what happened, and it was very difficult. I just wasn't sure what to do with the information I was getting, even though, and I'll share with you, I have always felt connected to spirit. I've always felt connected to loved ones that have passed and ascended. I just never feel like I'm separated from them. However, that's a level of love that I wasn't always sharing, and I wasn't always giving, and I wasn't always open to. I think for those of us who have had basically their heart filleted open and had it somewhat mistreated, if you will, misaligned, I don't know what you want to call it, but there are many, many different levels of emotional trauma, and I have experienced pretty much all of them throughout my adult life, but yet still got up. The challenge I was having is I can get back up, I can move along, but I don't actually deal with the feelings that come with it. I don't actually allow myself to have those open feelings of sadness, those open feelings of that tough stuff, even though I've done many, 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 many personal growth work, which I feel is important. It brings me to where I am. There are feelings and there are emotions that are like the deepest root of who I am, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And sometimes these sessions that we have with, whether it's therapists, whether it's light workers, whether it is going and getting a Reiki session, whatever we do to balance out that energy, that information can bubble up, and it has been bubbling up. And I was wanting it to look, if I'm going to be a stand for other people to have joy, happiness, peace, harmony, and above all, love, if I am going to be the bonfire of fear and replace it with the renewal of love, then I have to be doing that for myself. I've got to keep that going, and I do. And yesterday it came up, the question. Someone can ask a question that they're asking, a legitimate question, but it goes right down deep. It goes down deep to where it breaks open this hard shell that protects our inner being from being exposed. All of us have an inner being, an inner child, an inner all of that, that whether we like it or not, doesn't want to be exposed. And we'll speak about this on Friday, about the comfort zone, and we wrap ourselves up. I tend to globalize things. I tend to globalize stuff as far as how everyone is. And I had to get right down to, well, how are you? You speak about how everybody typically does things, but how do you do things? And the wonderful counselor was getting to scraping the surface. So I had to speak about something I was not willing to accept, something I was not willing to let go of, and something I wish had not happened. And I'd never admitted it. I had made excuses and I had torn it all up, but I'd never admitted it. And then she would get to the point where she asked me a direct question: are you lonely? Do you feel lonely? And I had to take a step back. Physically, yes. In this physical embodiment, in this physical life, I do. Spiritually, and with friends and all of you out there, and being in such an open format, no. So there was this scale of, wow, being alone. And then it goes deeper than that, which is, what do you feel loved? Oh my goodness. yes and no. And there, there's the tumbleweed. So this week I'm working on doing a reflection of all of that, a recap on where I was when this started, where I am now, what I've learned, and the insights. But the bottom line I got to, as I was moving through these somewhat emotions, was we keep going. We keep going. Look at it, be with it, and we keep going. The important part for me now, the meditation, the gratefulness, even though some of this work that we're doing as light workers comes from traumatic places that we've experienced, and then somehow we got back up and we put one foot in the front of the other and we kept going. There is somewhat of a price. And most, I would say, what I've done most of the time is to somehow bury it, because it's a bit too much to feel it. So let's not feel it. And the other part that I tend to do is not share it, because that adage, someone else is always going to have a worse day than me. If I can make a difference to help someone else, that's also helping me. Very true, very true. However, what that does eventually is it empties out the vessel of love, the vessel of pure divine inspiration, the vessel, and every once in a while, our spirit guides and our angels that come through these messages bring us that gentle hug from our spirit guide to say, it's okay to not be okay sometimes. It's okay to have an off day. It's okay to feel, whether we're feeling lonely, whether we're feeling tested, whether we're feeling not seen, whether we're feeling whatever we're feeling that isn't of that joy, isn't of that love. And I'm asking these two, is this what I'm supposed to share? Yes, you're supposed to share it, get it out. So all that to say, I'm going to share my love with you. I'm going to do my best to share myself with you in order that it may help you understand that the human experience is somewhat limited. The spiritual experience is amazingly expanded. And spirit guides, sages, angels, all of those that work on that side of our lives, which they've been there forever, want nothing more than to help us evolve, help the planet evolve, help the consciousness evolve, help other people evolve. And this is where we're coming into. There is this light at the end of what seems to be a controlling tunnel. We were born to make a difference. We were born to move this forward. Whatever's happening to all of us right now is happening for a reason. Even though I'm not sure I'm completely 100% comfortable with that statement. Everything happens for a reason. There are some things that happen that are, I don't know why that happened. It just happened. It was weird. It was odd. It was sometimes painful, particularly when there is this great loss. Can't say, well, that happened for a reason. That's just rude. I feel like that. However, we do have the ability to be able to discern what we do with that information. How do we find compassion for ourselves and other people when something catastrophic really did happen? What do we say? What do? We do what the spirit guide says. Give ourselves a spiritual hug. Give ourselves love. Give ourselves light. Help out our fellow man. And I feel like with that, thank you, ladies. I'm going to let you go. Until tomorrow, big love. Don't forget, Friday night, 6:30 on my Zoom channel, there is a wonderful focus, which is your comfort zone. Stepping out of it, challenging it, pushing past it, and then embracing the uniqueness of you. Go to my website, www.kevincross.com. Hop over to the events tab and you'll find the information there. I love you. Until tomorrow. Bye for now. Hey everybody, we hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with all your friends. Here's a QR code if you decide you'd like to get a private personal reading with me. I'm available most evenings and on the weekends. Just go over to the website, book in what session, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and then fill in the contact information and I'll be back in touch. And if you feel kind enough, here is a link to my donation button. Energy exchange of any amount is always gratefully received. Until next time, be well, be blessed, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.